supports up to not just 2K, not just 4K, 8K resolution, which is just well, hello there and welcome back to a brand new video where today's a very exciting day because we have our first look at the next generation console developed by the guys over at Sony. Potentially, well, it's gonna be, called it, right? The PlayStation 5. They're probably not gonna call it anything else. So we've had the PS1, the PS2, the PS3, the PS4, and obviously the next one is probably gonna be the PlayStation 5. So today is our first sort of look at the specifications, a potential release date. We have no idea on price, but we do have some specs. We have some ideas in terms of what this console will do and achieve. It's pretty exciting. I'm very excited for today's video. You know, the first thing to get out of the way before we start anything, the console won't be coming out in 2019. If you might be going, Matt, should I start saving up? Not yet. Probably 2020, but today's video is just more of an introduction to their new console because obviously Sony are not attending E3 this year, which is obviously a big event where companies like Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo talk about new games, new consoles, new controllers, new accessories. Basically, they just try and promote their side of the business and try and win us, the customers, the viewers, to obviously try and buy some of their stuff. So if you do enjoy today's video, then be sure to hit a massive thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, comment down below thoughts regarding this. So all this information which I'll be talking about today has been confirmed by the guys over at Sony. Sony tweeted out about an article which was exclusive to Wired. There'll be a link down below to the article, and Wired have an exclusive article on the new PlayStation which is coming out very, very soon. Not 2019, but potentially could be September of 2020 if we are following suit with all the previous generations. So at the moment we have no name, but I'm guessing it's going to be the PlayStation 5. And did you guys know this console has been in the works for the last 4 years? In the last 4 years, we have seen the PS4 Pro. I think that was, what, 2 years ago? And obviously, the PS4 came out, I think, either October or September, or November, I think, but back in 2013. So, 6 years ago, next year, it potentially could be the release date, would be 7 years. Kind of makes sense. But obviously, the PS4 Pro came out a few years ago. It's the longest, like, cycle we've had in a while. It's rare we've seen, like a sort of, like, I don't know, like, a new console, like, 0.5, or, like, a, you know, like the Pro Edition, right? Like, for example, when the PS3 came out, the 360, we never really saw like a faster performance machine before we saw the PS4 and Xbox One. But this time round, Xbox brought out the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X, and PlayStation had the PS4 Pro, which is crazy, right? So in that time, in the last 4 years, they've been developing the PS5 as well as, you know, developing the PS4 Pro. I don't know. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. But anyway, talking about the release date, most likely going to be 2020, and that would be 7 years since the PS4 came out. Now, what do we know about the PS5? Well, something which a lot of people have been requesting, including myself, backwards compatibility. Now, we don't know which games or which platforms will be backwards compatible. But if it's anything similar to Xbox, then potentially we'll see PS4, PS3, PS2, and PS1. On the Xbox side of things, the way they do it is they have an Xbox 360 and an Xbox, like the original emulator, where simply you put a disc in, it downloads as a digital version, you simply play the game, and you play it through an emulator. Now, if PlayStation are coming out going, right, this will have backwards compatibility, it could just be PS4, but hopefully it'll be like hardware, so therefore you don't have to use like an emulator, it might be run a bit smoother, but there will be backwards compatibility with the PlayStation 5. Now, there could be an emulator for all the old games, but I think having the ability to play even PS4 games would be interesting. What platforms would you like to play? Would you like to play all the series, like so like PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, or would you just want to play PS4? Please let me know in the comments down below. Now, this was a big question, right? Will the PlayStation or next generation consoles support physical copies? So Xbox, I think, announced yesterday or today that they are actually officially bringing out a discless console. I think I made a few videos on that topic, and I think I will do a confirmation video tomorrow talking about that console. So make sure you subscribe to the channel to see that video. But PlayStation have confirmed that this console will support physical copies. So just like the PS4, nothing changing. So digital and physical copies will be supported. Now, the processor is still an 8-core AMD processor. However, it is the third edition, or the third version. So it's going to be ultra fast, ultra powerful, and yeah, I'm pretty excited for that processor. However, the graphics card is just something else. So it's the Radeon or the Radeon, however you like to pronounce it. The Radeon Navi GPU supports up to not just 2K, not just 4K, 8K resolution, which is just, I don't know. I'm still rocking out a 1080p monitor. Obviously, the PS4, when it first came out, supported native 4K. The PS5 most likely going to be native 8K, which is just going to be crazy. But yeah, 8K Blu-ray player as well as a PS4. Not bad, is it? Not bad at all. Now, moving on to something which a lot of people currently do right now on their PS4. It's quite a common mod. Can you guess right now what I'm talking about? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, no, I've given you enough. I'm sure I've given you enough, especially if you are, a core. If you're, I don't know, someone who plays PS4 quite often, is a lot of people on the PS4 like to change their hard drive to an SSD. A, because it boots up faster, games install quicker, updates install quicker, games load faster, and generally people might want to upgrade to a bigger hard drive. Obviously, SSD being more expensive, but it has the perks that it's faster, games are going to run better just by, boosting up quicker and all that fun stuff. Well, the PS5 will have an SSD. Now, I don't know what size, but it does say more storage. Now, the only issue is, with the PS5 having an SSD, our SSDs are still expensive. So it could be maybe a 512 SSD, which is nice, but I would love like a minimum of 1 terabyte, because I think going forward, consoles these days, 1 terabyte or even 500 gigabytes goes very, very quickly. A few games filled up, right? 1 terabyte does its job, but I'm hoping that the PS5 comes standard with a minimum of 1 terabyte. But like I said, when this console probably comes out, SSDs will be a bit cheaper. We'll probably be able to get like bigger sizes for a cheaper price. So yeah, so SSDs will be coming to the PlayStation 5 from factory. Now, what's interesting with the SSD as well as the new processor and everything else, for example, Spider-Man on the PS4 currently loads at 15 seconds. 15 seconds to load, while on the PS5, 0.8 of a second, which is just woo. Now, the final thing which we note so far is ray tracing. Now, you may have heard of this. It's a type of rendering for graphics. So pretty much ray tracing, the main benefits are visually, essentially mimics the way the light gets introduced and bounces from object to object in a scene. So technically, ray tracing is a different rendering system for the GPU. So how will this benefit us? Well, technically, we're going to be seeing better colors, potentially, better depth, better shadows. It's going to be interesting. But I think most of you guys are probably interested about the backwards compatibility, physical media, the speed of it. If you're just a normal user, and I said to you, what's different about the PS5? I'll just say, it will boot up quicker. It will be faster. 8K resolution. I think you're pretty much sold by the 8K resolution. You think, wow, this console is 8K, then 1080p is still going to be pretty good, right? So what are your thoughts about this? Very interesting. Now, the last thing to know is the PS5 is built on the PS4 architecture. So, the console, the PS4 is almost a flawless console. Yes, it's slow sometimes, but obviously the PS4 doing wonders, they thought, well, why don't we just build on top of it or use some of the PS4 features to build the PS5? So what are your thoughts? Would you be buying? Would you consider buying a PS5? I would, because obviously I play the PS4 Pro daily. But 8K resolution, I'm not that fussed about, because obviously I'm rocking out 1080p screens. But if the console can play 8K, then 8K sort of like downscale to 1080p will look better than 4K downscaled to 1080p. So I will get, some benefits, and obviously with ray tracing and everything else, and obviously like the SSDs and stuff, it will be a lot faster. But I don't know. I love a new console, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting what Xbox do, because obviously Xbox One X is like their flagship. But what I might do is do a few videos, maybe comparing the Xbox One X versus PS5, and then maybe like a PS4 Pro versus PS5 to do like, some bits and bobs. I might do that all in one video. But anyway, if you have enjoyed today's video, then be sure to a massive thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, comment all your thoughts regarding this. But anyway, have a wonderful day, and as always, see you guys in my next video. Adios, chaps. Boom. She's a